Moikka moi! It's Riikka Kovasin here again. This is a tiny project with big inspiration. The inspiration for this came partly because of these Lynne Perrella stamps I'm then using for the project, but partly from Amadeus the movie, because there's this scene of the magic flute with the Queen of the Night aria, and that is something I remember from my childhood when watching the film, and that visual effect was really striking. So partly this is inspired by that image. I first stamped the image to my brush, kind of a sketch in a way, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and then added another layer, or made another layer ready by stamping the same image to a piece of white tissue paper. I then chose this AP Studio chipboard, this kind of a cathedral window, and then I'm making a little glass painting to go with it. So I'm adding just some alcohol inks to a piece of vellum, and in a later stage I will then secure that piece behind the window. To color the elements, I'm using mainly PaperArtsy acrylic paints. The darkest color is called Baltic Sea, and I'm using that to color the window, but also the bottom of the brush. I'm going for this gradient look with the brush, going from darker colors into lighter ones. So I'm first adding the first color, then adding the second color and letting those mix, and then going from top to bottom with the lightest color, and then just going over with the colors, trying to get this gradient look to the piece. So it's going from the lightest to the dark. I'm leaving the head or the face without any paint at this stage, because I'm then adding a skin tone color on top. Just kind of coloring the stamped image this way, so it's colors underneath and then those lines coming on top. After getting the brush painted, I then let it air dry for a while before adding the layer on top by collaging it. I first made the window kind of semi-ready, securing the window frames with craft glue on top of the vellum, and then I'm using the collage glue to mount the tissue paper in place. It's this kind of a bigger piece, so I'm then using just wet brush to get the tissue paper tearing from where I want it to tear. So adding just a wet line to the sides and then tearing the excess off. So I just get the image of the queen of the night to my brush. Afterwards, I then let the project air dry for a while, because to my experience, if you try heat tool with this medium, it starts boiling really easily. As she's kind of the queen of the night, or the moon goddess, or whatever, I then create this illusion of a moon, let's say, or depiction of a moon, by just simply cutting a circle out of cardstock and painting it with the same really pale blue color I used on her, like the topmost. I then add some detail coloring here and there using paint markers, and also highlight the texture in the moth using the same colors. To make those little stars shine more, like have this little halo, I'm first adding the paint marker doodle on top, and then use this watercolor pencil to get that kind of a little glowy or halo look. To add a little bit of shine to the project, I first add some silver wax there, and a little bit later stage I'm then adding some crystals. To make the composition, I'm using just craft glue this time, because these are not that dimensional elements, So this sturdy craft glue will do for these. I also added some silver to the moon in a little bit previous stage. To finish the project, I then add some rhinestone stickers here and there, alternating between these clear ones and white ones. The white ones are actually from diamond paintings, so they are teeny tiny, and those crystal or clear ones are just from craft projects, so there's two different sizes. I then add some pearls as well, using craft glue to make a kind of a notion to moon. And here are some ready shots of the project. Thanks again so much, and I'll be seeing you again. Bye!